Keiser, time now to go to the state of Washington to talk with David Morgan of silver-investor.com. David Morgan, and welcome back to the Keiser Report.
Max, great to be back with you.
All right, David Morgan, the silver investor. First, you have the exact silver coin that Ron Paul recently held up to Ben Bernanke during congressional testimony. Tell us about their confrontation and how you came in possession of this coin.
Well, thank you, Max. This is the coin right here. Hopefully I got it in a good camera angle. It's called Silver Circle. It's some friends of mine that have a movie talking about the collapse of the economy and silver's role post-collapse. It's called silvercirclemovie.com. You can go to that website and check out the trailer. They gave one of these to Dr. Paul. Of course, he held it up during that testimony, and there's quite a bit of news around that. On the internet, especially those that are, awake and aware from people like yourself, Max, that are telling the truth about the financial situation.
Right. Now, talking about silver and the Silver Liberation Army and Silver Circle and all these grassroots campaigns. Last year, of course, we had Crash JP Morgan buy silver. Now, I see that some bloggers have taken up the cause. Tell us about buy an ounce, give an ounce.
Well, this is a lady that I know that does a very interesting blog, SherryQuestioningAll.com. She blogs on all kinds of things. In fact, she called me this morning with some updates that people might want to check out regarding Goldman Sachs and their position if the economy collapses. I guess the bankers get paid first. That's based on hearsay. I haven't read the article yet. But going back to what we want to talk about, buy an ounce, give an ounce. It's piggybacking on your buy an ounce and take JP Morgan down. And she's basically saying, you've got to understand that the physical realm doesn't equal the paper realm. Anyone that buys an ounce, you're deleveraging those bankers roughly 100 to 1, and that this is something you should own and it's something you can give away as a gift. And also think of it as some kind of a situation to give something of value to somebody else, not only in maybe a barter transaction, but as a gift. So I like it. It's piggybacked again on what you started. And she has your video up there again, so maybe you'll start getting a lot of new people that wake up to Max Keiser. I can't imagine there aren't too many people that haven't heard of you, but you never know.
All right, now, David Morgan, you mentioned that the ratio of physical silver to paper silver is about 100 to 1, 100 times more paper at least. I mean, if you look at the derivatives markets out there, and then you look at the balance sheets of these banks that are not even counted in the overall look at what they're holding, the ratio is even more astronomical, paper to physical. Now, recently there was a smash of the silver price where 110,000 paper contracts of silver were sold in less than an hour. So how many ounces of this is there in 110,000 contracts? And is this unusual, David Morgan?
Very unusual. And Max, I'm just going to back up if you allow me. But, Jeff Christian is the one that during the testimony about manipulation of the silver market testified before the CFTC that the paper to physical ratio is roughly 100 to 1. And we usually have Jeff out to the Silver Summit here in Spokane every year. And he had an interesting presentation last October. And he said, really it's not 100 to 1, it's 400 to 1. And he put up that chart. I actually have that for our members on the members part of the Morgan Report. But anyway, going forward, yes, the smash down, it was roughly 110,000 contracts, 5,000 ounces per contract. So you're looking at about 550 million ounces of fine silver, which is roughly 3/4 of the amount of silver mined in a year. And all that took place during one trading session on the CME. And yet the authorities just look the other way. What's so striking to me is the amount of people that get so upset by this, me being one of them, but yet they feel like that they want to give up, that they have no recourse. And you can't control that, of course, because the CFTC won't control what their mandate says they should. But to me, I want to make the point that Eric Sprott, who started the PSLV, the Physical Silver Trust, recently did a shelf filing for 1.5 billion ounces. Not that long ago, they took that shelf filing down and they issued about $300 million to buy roughly 10 million ounces of silver. When that physical 10 million ounces of silver was bought, the price shot up from the point it was announced till it was collected, roughly $2.50. Yet it took 55 times that amount on paper to take it down the same amount in price. So I really feel that we're winning, Max. I mean, that again shows the point of what you started with, the buy an ounce, take down JP Morgan, this buy an ounce, give an ounce. It's all about taking the physical and holding on to it, because that is what deleverages the system. If it takes 55 to 1 to get the system down the same amount of price, it shows you that buying something physical really has meaning.
Well, as far as these grassroots campaigns like Crash JP Morgan, Buy Silver, or Buy an Ounce, Give an Ounce, that I've been involved with, I've really gone to school on Eric Sprott. Eric Sprott's the guy who has come to the market and said, look, here's what the annual production is, here's what the annual above-ground supply is, here's what the demand is, and this thing is going to go higher. And, of course, with Eric Sprott, we're not talking about buy an ounce, give an ounce. We're talking about a billionaire, one of Canada's leading billionaires, who's talking about buying